Right. Hey everybody, Mike Shoesmith here. This is the White House Facebook page, and this is the White House Easter greeting for today. Resurrection Sunday. Happy Resurrection Sunday, everyone, by the way. This is the White House Easter Sunday greeting. And here we have, I'll just zoom in on this here. Here we have the President, the White House saying, Happy Easter, everyone. And of course, it's been liked by Mark Zuckerberg and 215,000 other people. And here we have the President standing next to the pagan symbol of fertility, the Easter Bunny. I don't know if that was some sort of self-deprecating joke, with the big ears on both of them. But what are they standing in front of there? They're standing in front of the Washington Memorial. Let me see if I can raise that up here a little bit. There we go. There's the Washington Memorial. Now, Washington Memorial is an interesting piece of history. I just have this question. Why in the world are they standing in front of the Masonic symbol of ancient, it's the symbol of Allah, I want to say. And if you know your history, you will know that is true. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a history lesson here on this. This is the Washington Memorial, erected in memory of George Washington. George Washington was a Freemason. If we go to the George Washington Masonic National Memorial website page here, it's gwmemorial.org. They very clearly state that George Washington joined the Masonic Lodge in Fredericksburg, Virginia at the age of 20. Let me zoom in on that for you guys here. At the age of 20, in 1752, his Masonic membership, like the others' public titles and duties he performed, was expected from a young man of his social status in colonial Virginia. During the War of Independence, General Washington attended Masonic celebration and religious observances in several states. He also supported Masonic lodges that formed within Army regiments. At his first inauguration in 1791, President Washington took his oath of office on a Bible from St. John's Lodge in New York, Masonic Lodge. During his 2 terms, he visited Masons in North and South Carolina and presided over the cornerstone ceremony for the U.S. Capitol in 1793. In retirement, George Washington became charter master of the newly chartered Alexandria Lodge No. 22, sat for a portrait in his Masonic regalia, and in death was buried with Masonic honors. Such was Washington's character, and that from almost the day he took his Masonic obligations until his death, he became the same man in private that he was in public. In Masonic terms, he remained a just and upright Mason and became a true Master Mason. Washington was, in Masonic terms, a living stone who became the cornerstone of American civilization. He remains the milestone other civilizations follow into liberty and equality. He is Freemasonry's perfect ashlar, upon which countless Master Masons gauge their labors in their own lodges and in their own communities. So I want to talk to you guys about this. Facts about Freemasonry. Freemasonry is a organization that arose from obscure origins in the 16th and 17th centuries, probably in the stonemason guilds of Scotland. Yada, yada, yada. But I want to talk to you guys about this because this is important. If we go to crossroads.to, we see what sort of oaths have to be taken. Because if we go to facts about Freemasonry, it says here, and I'm going to zoom back in on this here, it says through 3 initiation rituals. This is from their own website. Through 3 initiation rituals, lectures, and other ceremonies. They don't say what's entailed in these ceremonies and rituals. Combined with social and charitable activities, Freemasons seek to improve themselves as they improve the communities in which they live. So they are admitting here on the George Washington Memorial webpage to these, that, in fact, he was a Mason and a Master Mason, and that there are certain social and there are certain initiation rituals and ceremonies that have to take place. So if we go back here and look at the research here, here's the Masonic oaths. Now, these have been amended in modern times. Many years ago, the first decree the first degree or entered apprentice would swear with his hand, let me zoom back in on this here for you guys, with his hand on the sacred book of his religion, whether it be the Bible or the Quran or whatever, his oath would recite, I'm going to have to get out of here so you guys can read the whole thing. His oath would recite various obligations, then conclude with these words: I do most solemnly and sincerely promise and swear, without the least equivocation, mental reservation, or self-evasion of mind in me whatever, binding myself under no less penalty than to have my throat cut across, my tongue torn out by the roots, and my body buried in the rough sands of the sea at low water mark, where the tide ebbs and flows twice in 24 hours, so help me God, and keep me steadfast in due performance of the same. The oath has been replaced with the following: all this I solemnly and most sincerely promise and swear with a firm and steadfast resolution to perform the same without any hesitation, mental reservation, or secret evasion of mind whatsoever, and should I violate this my entered apprentice obligation, may I be degraded and suspended or expelled from Masonry, so help me God, keep me steadfast in the due performance of the same. And then that is the entered stage, the entrance stage into Freemasonry. Imagine that. Many years ago, when to enter Freemasonry, you had to take a pledge of essentially allowing yourself to be murdered and tossed in the ocean. But that barbarism has been replaced with something less barbaric as far as the oath is concerned. But that is the entrance stage. But George Washington was no novice at this. He rose up through the ranks. He became a master mason, and Christian Ministries International has a lot to say about this. And I want to focus in on this part here. Let me see if I can zoom in. Okay, there we go. When a Mason finally reaches what is called the Royal Arch degree of the York Rite, they are told who the true God of Masonry really is. They're given the name of God that was lost during the building of Solomon's Temple, and the secret name of the God of Masonry is Jobulon. The name Jobulon, or Yabulon, comes from a combination of three deities. Yah stands for Yahweh or Jehovah, Bul is a rendering of the name of the Canaanite god Baal, and On is the Babylonian name of the Egyptian god Osiris. And this three-headed monster, the union of Yahweh, Baal, and Osiris, is supposedly the one true God above all their gods, whose identity was lost but has been recovered by the Masons. As noted earlier, to anyone with a discerning mind, it is clear that the Masonic Lodge is steeped in the occult. The identity of the true God revealed in the blasphemous Masonic Trinity is the ultimate verification of this fact. Whether the Mason realizes it or not, the God of Freemasonry is none other than Satan himself. Now, one of the most common questions they receive at Christian Ministries International is about Freemasonry. It has to do with the Shriners. This group, known for their charity work, the Shrine Circus, the Shriners Children's Hospitals, their presence in local parades, generally has a very positive public image. Although, again, though, the truth behind the facade is much more sinister. To be initiated, now pay attention now, to be initiated into the shrine, to become a Shriner as part of their blood oath at the altar of initiation, the Shriner must bow down with his hands tied behind his back and swear an oath in the name of Allah, the God of our fathers. Now, it is important to remember that the Islamic God, Allah, is in no way connected to the true God of the Bible. Allah is a pagan Arabic deity. Allah is a false God. Allah is not the God of Judaism and Christianity, and Allah's prophet Muhammad was a false prophet who has led millions of people astray. So, knowing all of that, knowing all of that, why in the world did the White House post a picture of the President of the United States on Resurrection Sunday? Any other day of the week, we would not have cared much about this, honestly. We know what Obama is, but the gall required to put this up on Resurrection Sunday, the big-eared one standing next to the other big-eared one in front of the perhaps the most famous symbol of Freemasonry on earth, the Washington Memorial. Why would he do that? Why would they? Does anyone have a brain in that place? I don't know. We're just asking the question here. We report, you decide. My name is Mike Shoesmith. Thank you for watching.